Question number 12. Represent the product of the following factors using algebra tiles. So we have the factor 2x minus 1 here. This is x, and this is x, and this here is your minus 1 tile. It's a bit darker. And we have x plus 2. This is x, and this is plus 1, and this is plus 1. It's a bit lighter. So in order to fill in the product area, we simply just draw some nice boxes, because you can see that x times x is x squared, positive x squared. And here, again, we have x times x is x squared. And this is a negative 1 here. So negative 1 times x is negative x. So to make it negative, I'm going to shade it in like that. This represents negative x. And the rest here, we just simply draw it reasonably quickly. We have x times 1 is x, and we keep on repeating. This is x. X times 1 is x. Not the prettiest drawing, but good enough. 1 times x is x, and then finally 1 times negative 1, we have 1 times negative 1 is negative 1, so this should be shaded as well. A negative number times a positive number is negative, so these are negative 1 and this here is negative 1. So we have the product. The product is on the inside of this diagram. Now for question 13, let's find the GCF. The GCF of these three terms, 1, 2, and 3, is we're trying to pull out the greatest thing that we can. First, focus on the coefficients, 50, 30, and 40. What fits into 50, 30, and 40? It's 10. So 10 fits in. Now next, focus on the first variable, x. What's the greatest x that we can pull out of cubed, squared, and squared? We could simply pull out a x squared. Now finally for the y's, we have y to the 1, 5, and 4 here. We can only pull out a y1 because y1 fits into here, here, and here. It's the biggest thing we can pull out. So the answer is 10x squared y. And by the way, the GCF relates to factoring. If we were to factor this, let me just put a bracket here. 10x squared y times 5x, this times this becomes the first term. 10x squared y times what? Positive 3 y to the 4. When you feed a dog, feed the cat, you can see that this times this generates the second term. And finally, 10x squared y times 4 y cubed generates the third term. But to answer this question, the GCF is simply this part here. Now let's factor x squared minus 25. This is called difference of squares. X times x is x squared. Simply write plus minus, and you take the square root of 25, which is 5. And yes, it factors. You can verify your answer by expanding this out, and you'll realize that this actually is equivalent. And now we factor trinomials, where the coefficient here is 1. You can just use guess and check. What times what is x squared? We have x times x is x squared. And what times what is negative 8? We can try 4 and 2. You could also try 1 and 8, but it's wrong. And the winner is the coefficient of the x, which is positive 2. The positive wins, so you put the positive in front of the bigger number. Positive 4 times what is negative 8? We have negative 2. So if you want to verify your answer that these are equivalent, by foiling this expression out, you'll realize this is correct. X squared minus 2x plus 4x minus 8. Indeed, this is the factored form.